Hello everybody and welcome back to Red Eagle Politics. Make sure you guys like this video down below and subscribe to the channel if you are new. So Donald Trump's impressive victory had so many little statistical tidbits that if we did a video on all of them, we could do videos for every single day during the Trump presidency. But I wanted to focus on one of them in this video that I just found absolutely astounding because of how impressive it was, because it has not been done since 1932. We're talking about something that has not been accomplished in 92 years that was accomplished by Donald Trump on Tuesday. And that is about the counties, because there's thousands of counties in the country. Donald Trump held on to every single county that he won the previous election cycle, and he flipped back a lot of counties that he won in 2016, but not in 2020. That has not been done since FDR. Even if you look at people like McGovern in 1972, even he was able to win counties and flip counties. Mondale, he lost every state but one. He flipped counties. And this is just something that is just remarkable. There's not been an election since 1932 where a major party presidential candidate was unable to flip a county. And we can say that because Pacific County, Washington, which was one of those counties holding over, has officially flipped from blue to red. Donald Trump is going to hold on to Pacific County in Washington, most likely when all the votes are counted. And this is remarkable. It's absolutely remarkable. And you can go through all the counties that Donald Trump lost from 2016 to 2020. He flipped back most of them. He really did. He combined coalitions, and it was on steroids. And you can see this. He flipped more counties in South Texas. He flipped back Williamson County in Metro Austin. Metro Austin was supposed to be growing. It was supposed to get even more liberal. A lot of younger voters there. You have a little bit of age depolarization, and it did not work out too well in the Democrats' favor. Tarrant County, Texas, home of Fort Worth, also flipped into Donald Trump's column. He flipped counties in the Deep South, partially due to his improvement with black voters, and he flipped a lot of counties in Florida. That's to be expected, but Duval County was one of the places in Florida Democrats, they hoped, at least we're doing well in Jacksonville. That was their consolation prize, but no, not this time. You look at Pinellas County, Hillsborough County, you look at some of the counties north and south of Orlando, Seminole, and Osceola. Those counties flip Republican, and Miami-Dade County itself, Donald Trump not only flipped it, but he won it by over like 100,000 votes. That's just impressive. And then he flipped some counties in rural Georgia. He flipped one in South Carolina. He flipped Anson County in North Carolina. I believe that's like a black majority county. Republicans usually don't win these places. And that's not to say he won like a ridiculous share of the black vote there, but he's getting like 90% of the white vote there, and he's getting like 20 or 30% of the black vote in some of these places in rural North Carolina. That's what's going to boost his numbers in places like Anson County, and that's why he flipped it. He flipped several counties in North Carolina. He flipped several counties in Virginia, Maryland. New Jersey was like not even close. And even in terms of New York, like upstate, he's winning some counties. Even in the Northeast, he was winning a few places. And that's not necessarily something that is easy to do. Michigan, he flipped a couple. Wisconsin, he only flipped one, which is Sauk County, which I did not really anticipate to flip because it's kind of like you have a lot of these people from Madison that are more liberal, and then they go up there and retire in Sauk County. But Donald Trump did just so well to the point where he was able to go out there. He flipped counties all across the country. Indiana, he flipped counties, and also the margins in some of the counties he did not flip were even more impressive. If you look at like Gary, Indiana, Lake County, Indiana, Obama was able to win the state in 2008 because he just got insane margins in places like Lake County in the Chicago metro area. But Donald Trump, he got this county within 10,000 votes. It moved right by like 9.4% right now. But still, that's impressive. Cook County in Chicago moved right by 11. You're seeing this across the board in these big cities. You have the problems with immigration that has disproportionately affected these urban areas and affected the Sun Belt. Maricopa County in Arizona, Republicans, they said, oh, we may never win Maricopa County again. Donald Trump has a resounding lead in Maricopa County. The fact they haven't called Arizona yet is ridiculous, but he's up by 5 points. His lead in Maricopa County probably is going to grow. He's up in the state by 7. The same people that said Donald Trump was a bad fit for Arizona, I just have to say they probably have a lot of reflection to do, because I don't think that's the case at all. Trump put together a different coalition in Arizona, but he remade the Republican Party in his image, and he made it very successful in this election. He was very competitive, not only competitive in Arizona, but he won a resounding victory in Arizona. When all the votes are in Maricopa County, he may have a lead of 100,000 votes. We're talking about margins that Mitt Romney and John McCain got in Arizona. At a minimum, he's surpassing Bush 2000 in Arizona. And like places like Texas, Democrats were actually targeting the state after 2020. They're like, okay, guys, we actually are going to make a play for Texas in 2024. If not, we're going to win it by 2028. Donald Trump erased 8 years of gains, Democrat gains in Texas overnight last week. Overnight. Mitt Romney ended up winning the state by like 15. And then we saw Donald Trump win it by 9. Then he won it by 5 to 6. He won it by, 14 points. If you want to say like 13.9 or whatever, it doesn't matter. It was a 14-point win. And this is, 12 years after you saw Romney win it by 15. So Democrats, they've made all this, effort in Texas registering Hispanic voters, and honestly, it backfired when you look at it. And look at South Texas, some of these county flips, Hidalgo County. This is a county that I don't believe Republicans have ever won, or if they won it, it was like over 100 years ago. Donald Trump won Hidalgo County by 3 points. He won Webb County by 2. I thought he would do better down here. I did not think he would flip these counties, but these are a lot of Tejano voters. It's down by the border. You're seeing what's going on there. The communities that are most affected by immigration and, this mass illegal immigration in particular are the Hispanic voters that are like third generation and beyond, but even, recent immigrants as well. And Democrats really believed that saying, oh, Donald Trump is evil because he wants mass deportations, they thought that was a winning message. It was not a winning message at all. In fact, their position on immigration was the third rail that they decided to touch. And even though they tried to pretend like immigration, that it was, oh, we're actually like the real people on border security, it was something that just wasn't true. And then at the last minute, they just decided to say, okay, no, we're going to like go woke again. And that did not work out too well for them either. So you're seeing this. It's like, people want change. That's what it showed. And nobody really moved from Trump to Harris. Now, it is true that there are still votes being counted in some of these places. But the more votes that get counted in the state of Washington, Donald Trump is improving in the state of Washington. It does not seem as if in the state of Utah, you're going to see any county flips there either. There still are some votes to be counted. It is possible that, Reno or Washoe County flips back into the Democrat column when all the votes are counted, but still Donald Trump with an impressive performance in the state of Nevada. It's honestly impressive what he came close to flipping. He almost flipped Clark County. That is home of Vegas. You almost had a clean sweep in Nevada. It's a lot of self-reflection Democrats have to do, and it doesn't really seem like they're doing a very good job of it so far. Like, it is true, Orange County, Kamala did flip it back, but I've heard from a source there that there's a lot of Election Day vote that is yet to be counted in Orange County, so we don't exactly know if that's going to hold in Orange for the Democrats. It's possible that it does, but either way, that is just not a good performance. Even Fresno County, Donald Trump with a lead. Like, could this lead narrow in some of these places? Yes. But Kamala Harris is not going to have any county flips. There is not a single thing that Democrats can look at this election and say, hey, we did good. Maybe the North Carolina's gubernatorial election, when we understand that governor's elections have virtually no bearing on presidential elections and vice versa. It's just astounding to me how you can look at this. And there's not even like a single part of the country. Like Donald Trump in 2020, You could look at South Texas. Oh, look at all these flips. Look at what he did in Miami. Look at certain counties in Ohio flipping red. There were things people could point to and say, okay, well, he actually outran expectations here. Democrats underran expectations literally everywhere. Literally everywhere. That's what it shows. This is a resounding victory. Trump very well is going to end up with 50% of the national vote when all of the votes are done being counted, and that does give him a mandate to govern. And we're still watching the Senate. We're still watching the House. What we do know is it's very, very unlikely that Democrats are going to hold the House. It even seems like Colorado's 8th district, given the votes outstanding, Republicans, you could argue, are favored in that district. It seems like that 222 number may be what the Republicans get, the exact number I predicted for the House. I didn't predict every seat correctly, but the number correctly. It's very possible when all the votes are in that that's going to be the case when it's all said and done. I mean, Democrats overall, they really hope that they could even be the ones getting a trifecta, or at least in terms of the Senate, getting it 51-49, and then maybe getting Murkowski to flip. They could have Tim Walz break the ties, but we didn't see that at all. We didn't see it whatsoever. Ted Cruz, they were saying he might lose, and then he wins by like 10. Florida, they actually thought they may have a shot at Florida, and Rick Scott won by 13. So you look at what's going on in the Senate. It's also impressive. Dave McCormick is going to win. He's actually gaining when they're counting the provisionals, some of which are actually in Philadelphia, but he's still gaining. He leads by 40,000 votes. Arizona's a little murkier, but Kari Lake is doing a lot better than most people had expected her to do. It's not over. Depends how the remaining vote dumps go. I would say she's not particularly favored, but still, Mitch McConnell could have given a lot of money into these races in Michigan, Wisconsin, Nevada, Arizona, and Republicans could have had 57 Senate seats, but he decided not to do it whatsoever. So it's abysmal. It's abysmal. But what is more abysmal is the Democrat performance overall, because this is a mandate victory. 0 county flips. Do you realize how hard that is to do when there's thousands of counties in the country? I mean, this is just an absolute train wreck for the Democrats, an election that, honestly, it is true that they did not have much of a chance in it, especially looking at retrospect and looking at the basic fundamentals, but they spent an entire year, especially within the past 4 months after Biden dropped out, trying to gaslight people that this election is in the bag for them because of things like abortion and things like the fact that, people are going to vote based on democracy. And honestly, if you look at the exit polls, they showed that people that said the state of democracy is threatened were more likely to vote for Donald Trump than to vote for Kamala Harris. And maybe that's what happens when you coup your own nominee, who is chosen by the voters for somebody who's never gotten a vote before in their lives. No wonder why Biden's smiling at the conference. We understand that Biden, we know who he was rooting for. We understand that. But it's just impressive, an impressive victory for Donald Trump, and we're going to see what happens, guys. But anyways, thanks for watching this video. Like this video down below, comment down below, subscribe to the channel. I'm not going anywhere. Hit that bell for notifications so you never miss another video. Follow me on social media. The links are all in the description down below, and I will see you guys in the next one. Red Eagle, out.